Welcome to English Storytime Adventures. In today's video, we're going to listen to an exciting short story that will help you improve your English skills. Listen carefully and follow along with the subtitles. Before we begin, here are some key words you'll hear in the story. Pay attention to their meaning and try to use them in your own sentences later. Receptionist. A person who works at the front desk of a business, welcoming and assisting visitors. Security, the department responsible for protecting a place or keeping people safe. Apace, at a fast pace, quickly. Yield, to give in or submit to something. Now that you're familiar with these words, let's begin the story. It was a typical Monday morning at the Riverfield Hotel. Sarah, the receptionist, had already started her day with a fresh cup of coffee and a warm smile, welcoming guests as they arrived. The hotel was busy, with people coming in and out, and she enjoyed the rhythm of it all. At around 10 a.m., a man in his mid-40s walked into the lobby. He wore a black jacket and sunglasses, looking a little out of place. Sarah noticed him immediately because, unlike other guests, he didn't walk straight to the check-in counter. Instead, he stood in the corner of the lobby, observing the room. Sarah's curiosity grew. She had seen all kinds of guests in her 2 years as a receptionist, but there was something unusual about this man. After a few minutes, he approached her. "Good morning," Sarah greeted him with her usual friendly tone. "How can I help you today?" The man hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I'm here to meet someone." "Do you have a reservation or are you waiting for a guest?" Sarah asked. He shook his head. "No, I'm not staying here, but my friend is supposed to arrive soon." Sarah nodded. "I see. Feel free to wait in the lounge area." The man thanked her and walked over to a chair near the windows. Sarah kept an eye on him as she continued her work. Something about him didn't seem right. About 15 minutes later, Tom, the hotel security guard, entered the lobby. He was a tall, strong man who took his job very seriously. He noticed Sarah's uneasy expression and walked over to the reception desk. "Is everything all right?" Tom asked, his voice calm but firm. Sarah glanced at the man sitting in the lounge. "I'm not sure. That man over there came in a little while ago. He said he's waiting for a friend, but he seems off." Tom looked at the man for a moment and then nodded. "I'll keep an eye on him." As the morning went on, the lobby became busier. More guests arrived, and Sarah had to focus on checking people in and answering phone calls. The man in the lounge didn't leave, but neither did he meet anyone. Tom, however, continued to watch him closely. After about an hour, the man stood up and walked toward the reception desk again. "Has anyone asked for me?" he asked Sarah. She shook her head. "No, sir. Would you like to leave a message or contact your friend?" He seemed frustrated but tried to hide it. "No, that's fine. I'll wait a little longer." Sarah smiled politely, but the situation made her feel even more uneasy. She exchanged a quick glance with Tom, who immediately understood. As time went on, the man began pacing a pace around the lobby, occasionally checking his phone. It was becoming clear that something wasn't right. Tom approached the man and asked, "Sir, may I assist you? You've been here for a while." The man's eyes flickered with nervousness. "No, I'm fine," he said, but his voice lacked confidence. Tom didn't push further, but he stayed nearby. Sarah was grateful for Tom's presence. She continued to watch the man, her heart racing a little faster with every passing minute. She didn't want to jump to conclusions, but she had learned to trust her instincts. Around noon, the man's behavior became more erratic. He stopped pacing and stood still, staring out of the large glass windows. Tom decided it was time to take action. "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave," Tom said firmly. "If you're not a guest or meeting anyone, we can't allow you to stay in the lobby." The man clenched his fists, clearly not happy with the request. "I'm waiting for someone," he insisted. But Tom remained calm. "I'm sorry, but we have rules to follow. If your friend arrives, they can find you outside." The man hesitated for a moment, but finally he yielded to the situation. Without another word, he walked toward the exit. Sarah exhaled deeply as the door closed behind him. Tom turned to Sarah with a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, he's gone now." "Thank you," Sarah said, her voice soft. "I don't know what that was about, but I'm glad you were here." As the day continued, the hotel lobby returned to its usual calm atmosphere. Sarah went back to greeting guests, but she couldn't help but feel relieved that Tom had been there to handle the situation. Being a receptionist came with its challenges, but with a good team, she knew she could face anything. Great job following along with the story. Now, let's review the key words we learned today. Receptionist, a person who works at the front desk of a business, welcoming and assisting visitors. Example from the story. Sarah, the receptionist, had already started her day with a fresh cup of coffee and a warm smile. Security, the department responsible for protecting a place or keeping people safe. Example from the story. Tom, the hotel security guard, entered the lobby. Apace, at a fast pace, quickly. Example from the story. The man began pacing a pace around the lobby, occasionally checking his phone. Yield, to give in or submit to something. Example from the story. The man hesitated for a moment, but finally, he yielded to the situation. Now, let's check your understanding of the story. See if you can answer these questions. Question 1. How did Tom, the security guard, support Sarah in dealing with the unexpected visitor? Question 2. If you were in Sarah's position, how would you have handled the situation differently? Feel free to pause the video and write down your answers in the comments. Great work today. Well done. You've just completed another story with English Storytime Adventures. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more fun and educational stories. And don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts or answers to the questions. I'd love to see how much you've learned. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode of English Storytime Adventures. Until then, happy learning.